So we're back on the show court for the 23 and under grand final for 2018. Victoria up against Queensland. Michael Hutchinson here with you for AMMNA TV. Drew Malvina will join alongside me. So we'll have the teams announced onto court very soon, and we'll also have the national anthem. But due to broadcast restrictions, we cannot actually play the national anthem. So there will be no sound while the athletes sing. I'm sure you can mime along while you're watching. But Victoria have beaten Queensland 3 times this week already by margins of between 7 and 17. And Queensland won their way into the grand final, beating New South Wales 49-38 last night. Final warm-ups have been done. And stay with us as the players will be announced to the court very soon, followed by the national anthem. For teams to get called out. We're calling out the teams of court 1 at the minute. The 17 and under grand finals being played between Victoria and Queensland also. So the teams just being announced onto court there. Then we'll announce show court, and the anthem will be played once for both sides. Blood's pumping on and off the court. Teams meet in the middle to shake hands. Victoria and Queensland set to do battle for the 23 and under title. Victoria have actually won 4 of the past 5 titles. And Victoria and Queensland have actually made a similar path to this grand final as they did last year. Victoria were winners all throughout the week by significant margins, including I think it was about a 17-goal win in the semi-final. But Queensland came right back at them, and the margin was just 7 in the big one last year, with Victoria coming out winners. So the team's about to get on court. So just running through those lineups again for you. Lotes, Cowling, Franz, Dambrauskas, Munter, Martin and Marco Rawlings for Victoria. For Queensland, Melmsheimer, McIntyre, Burton, Spinks, Coles, Joblin at goal defence and Branch at goalkeeper. So players are keen, umpires are telling them to hold on just a fraction.
Umpires aren't so keen.
No. There's still a little time left. Now they start to move towards the court. Victoria looking quite relaxed. It's Queensland who will have the first centre pass. And Spinks gets us underway. Martin with a deflection early. Victoria 45-30 winners on day 2, 45-38 winners on day 3, and 48-31 winners on day 4. As Marco Rawlings has the front space on Melsheimer. Munter now, quick ball to Cowling. Spinks though, lands out of court. Dambrauskas with the throw in, back to Martin at the transverse line. Franz. Cowling though, with the ball, passes it off to Lotes. His first shot is short. Stepping call on Coles. So ball back in Victoria's hands with Munter, Dambrauskas. Cowling up. Cowling, sure shot for his first. And that breaks the Queensland centre pass. Dambrauskas, that was pretty clean transition. Branch up and about. Joblin sticks the hand out. Burton, McIntyre. Queensland looking to set something up now. Lots of pressure from the VICs. Dambrauskas almost had a touch. Marco Rawlings has got Melsheimer covered. Oh, picked up from Martin, but can't keep it alive. But the ball was already out, according to the umpire. So Victoria with the throw in, courtesy of Marco Rawlings. Munter.
You can see the defensive pressure from Victoria is a big step up from New South Wales from last night. McIntyre had a free rein there, just flowing in. Balls all over the place tonight. 6 or 7 passes around that transverse line again.
Cowling just a little short on that shot, but Lotes gets his first.
I can see Rawlings is playing off the body, playing off Travis's body, giving no target for the feeders.
McIntyre,
nice
good first goal. Almost 3 minutes gone, and it's the VICs up 2-1. We'll get that scoreboard corrected shortly. It's still saying the Opens men's are playing. Branch now, Coles. Joblin turned himself inside out to try and get free from Cowling. It didn't work. Pressure from Vix is quite high.
Yeah, they've gone back more times tonight than they have in the whole game yesterday against New South Wales. No room to move, is there?
Dombrowski's picked it off, but Cowling called for the contact on Joblin. Burton, McIntyre, quick flick over to Melsheimer. Holding call on Martin. So penalty shot or pass to McIntyre. Takes the shot, but a contact on Marco Rawlings.
Good old two-step tango there for a while before the umpire decided to pull him up.
Melsheimer with his first. Burton, McIntyre looked straight into Melsheimer, wasn't keen to throw it. There it is.
There it is.
The quick pass in. Doesn't give the defender time to set up.
That quick ball movement last night killed New South Wales. This stage last night, I think Melsheimer already had 5 in a row. He put his first shot up after 5 minutes tonight.
So just the setting of the penalty.
They're dancing in there, they're dressing each other in there. I might start playing netball soon.
It's what we've come for here at Janea Netball Centre. Live stream brought to you by Game Clothing. Dombrowskis whipped that ball into Lote. Strong take. Short on the shot from Lotes. Contacts Joblin for the rebound. Oh, great read from Munter. Coles with the throw in.
McIntyre's having to do a lot more work up through that centre third at the moment.
Yeah, I think he had a bit of free rein yesterday against New South, and Martin's really closing up the space on him. Spinks now on the edge of the circle. Touch from Marco Rawlings. Melsheimer. That's 4-2 to Queensland. With the centre pass to come. Burton now looked at Coles across court. Risky pass. McIntyre. Spinks. McIntyre wheeling and dealing. Keeps it in play. Can Melsheimer help him out? McIntyre goals. 5 attempts apiece. Queensland have netted all 5. Cowling nothing but net. Queensland looking to get on the attack again. Spinks and Burton. Obstruction from Munter. Queensland pretty happy with the way they're playing things at the moment. Cowling now looking for something. No one's free circle edge, so they've reset. Franz, Cowling. Cowling didn't have it on the first attempt. That one dribbles home. 8 minutes gone in the first quarter. Queensland lead 6-3. Great touch from Martin. Great grab. Good back up from Cowling.
I think McIntyre was too early on his lead then. Too flat too. Straight to that sideline. No room for error, and Martin just came through and said, thanks for coming. Something New South Wales failed to do last night.
The pop pass from Dambrauskas wasn't high enough for Lotes to grab. Vix will take the throw in. Contact on Branch. I think that's his first penalty. He's had a pretty clean first quarter. One penalty in 8-9 minutes. He had a tough ask against some really tall defenders yesterday in New South Wales and was up to the task. Good touch from Coles, disrupted that ball to Franz. Spinks, McIntyre, straight into Melsheimer.
Yes.
Contact from Travis Melsheimer on that occasion. Didn't want the pass in. Martin now, Dambrauskas, Cowling. Transitions usually quick for Victoria through court, but they're struggling just in the goal third at the minute with their timing. Dambrauskas offers early. Lotes not strong enough on that hold. Just over 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Vic's lead Queensland 3-0 in the head-to-head in this 2018 Australian Championships. Coles with the hop.
And here he is, our first caution of the night coming up, I'd say. Cole's throwing the ball away, but no.
I think the umpire's giving him the benefit of the doubt on that one. Play on. Don't think it was possession. Don't think it was possession to Cowling. The Vic bench seemed to disagree somewhat.
Matt Bruntley jumping up and down, throwing his toys out of the cot.
Spinks, Burton now, Melsheimer. Misses his first.
That's his first miss in 2 games that I've seen.
Yeah, he's been fairly accurate. Been able to get pretty close to the post, rotates. That's a full pivot of the foot.
Oh.
We'll get a second attempt.
And a third. And a fourth.
Wow, that is uncharacteristic from Melsheimer.
Told you yesterday on the commentator's curse. I should start charging fees, you know. Any coaches out there want players to be put off their game? Get me on board.
5 from 8 for Travis Melsheimer. 63% so far. Held ball from Burton. Vic's looking to claw one back now. Munter, Martin. Contact from Burton. Didn't retreat quick enough. Dambrauskas. Good stretch from Franz. Contact from Spinks. Long arms of Joblin. A headache for anyone, really. Cowling off target 2-3 from 6 at 50% to open his account. Under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Spinks does well to keep his footing. Coles, McIntyre. Too much on it for Burton. 7-5 to Queensland.
The tempo of the game's changed in the last couple of minutes. Everything just seems to be a bit more tense. Whether or not it's just the flow of the game's changed, but Victoria making a few wholesale changes here.
Yeah, Martin not looking comfortable at the minute. So Marco Rawlings has gone to goal defence, and Nathan Selvage has come on at goalkeeper.
I don't know how much that's going to change the dynamics of the defensive end. It's been working well so far.
Dombrowski's long ball finds Cowling. Cowling now looks to set a dummy run behind the hold of Loates. Been a long while between goals for Danny Loates. Cowling looks to pass off to Loates. Branch, I think that's just his second penalty. He's been incredibly clean from behind and in front. Less than 90 seconds to go, and Victoria square it all up at 7 apiece. McIntyre, Burden. Oh, hand to it from Munter. And the Vics are into attack. Munter again. Loates, Franz. Quick 1-2, Loates and Franz. On the arm from Joblin. And the Vics are in front. Oh. Yeah, cause there from Joblin. Could see the drive coming because Cowling was all alone on the... Oh, great touch from Branch. Joblin out of court.
Queensland scoring has definitely frozen up the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was contact on the arm of Cowling. Danny Loates not happy with the call. And that's a big ball into Melsheimer. They've got about 5 seconds to go. Held ball, the goal does not count. So Victoria in the 23 and under grand final lead Queensland by a goal and a tense first quarter, 8-7. So Victoria with the better form running into quarter time. In fact, there were slow starters as well in their match just the other day and led by just 3 goals. They had a brilliant second quarter though a couple of days ago. So we'll see how that pans out. We also have the 17 and under division grand final on court 1, and it is all locked up at the start of the second term, 15 apiece. We'll try and keep you updated with those scores throughout the game. Tomorrow we have a whole lot of grand finals for you, starting at 9:30 on the show court. Men's 20 and under division, New South Wales up against Victoria. Those same states will contest the mixed reserves final on court 1, also at 9:30. Mixed open at 11:30, Victoria and Queensland, and on court 1 at 11:30, Victoria and Queensland again in the men's reserves. and the men's open division at 145 between New South Wales and Queensland. New South Wales looking for back-to-back titles for the first time ever in the Australian Championships. And Alfia Curie, the winner of the 2016 The Voice competition, will be singing the national anthem at 1:40 before the open men's game. But scrappy shooting in that first term, highlighted by some really strong defensive efforts. Queensland sitting at 70%. In fact, Melsheimer missed Queensland's last 3 goals of the quarter. And they didn't score after those 3 misses. Victoria sitting at 62%, 8 from 13.
Replay.
So 2 turnovers in the space of 15 seconds to open the second term. As you can see, Hamilton is on for Coles at wing defence for Queensland. Victoria unchanged after shifting Marco Rawlings to goal defence, and Selvage coming on at goalkeeper, with Martin heading to the bench during the first term with what looked to be some sort of back complaint. McIntyre misses. This is his first miss, so 2 from 3 from McIntyre. 6 from 9 for Melsheimer now, 69%, 67%. Lotes with 4 from 6, and Cowling 3 from 7 in the first quarter. Missed his last 3 shots at goal, did Cowling. Just struggled to get over the reach of Joblin. It's a better start from Victoria in the second term. Burton, Joblin. There's parallel. Hamilton, they haven't really made any ground with those 4 passes. Now they found Melsheimer, who's a long way from home. Burton, McIntyre. Misread, mislead. And Victoria come up with it through Dambrauskas. Marco Rawlings, that was too high for him. Hamilton, though, with possession. Joblin finds McIntyre with a long ball.
One thing the Victorian defenders are both doing well, they're playing off Travis's body, so they're providing no target for McIntyre. Whereas yesterday, the New South Wales defenders were right on the body, giving those feeders a target. So I think Victorian defenders need to keep on doing that.
Cowling off target again. Lotes sitting at 6 from 8. Vic's with a 1-goal lead. 10-9, 3 gone in the second quarter. Touch from Munter. Not for the first time. Dambrauskas straight down the line to Lotes. France, top of the circle. Contact from Branch under the post. And Drew, you have the privilege again to pick the medals to go player of the game.
It's tight so far. I think both teams are sort of still trying to work their way into this game. No one's really standing out of this situation.
They're trading momentum in very short spurts. Cowling almost a hell. Dambrauskas.
Well, Cowling's doing well up court, but he's not putting his goals in.
Joblin just with really long arms. So hard to get in front of.
Once again, another miss.
He's sitting at 40%, 4 from 10.
I think both coaches really need to tell their players, don't give away silly penalties, because you can build pressure by just making the other team play netball. Exactly like that. Passing that ball around.
Dambrauskas picks off another. He has the ball again. Lotes couldn't handle it on that occasion. Cowling just steps back to clear some space and misses everything. Wonder if the Vics will look to make a change. He's a really creative goal attack, usually on target, but not so far today.
Must have seen videos of me shooting.
Oh, and Joplin just lobs it into Melsheimer, who
a few calls gone against Queensland. The bench aren't too happy with it, but I think they've all been fair so far.
Yeah, Melsheimer just happy to play dumb and think that he hadn't contacted.
He should be penalised for that moustache that he's got. That's what he should be done.
There are a few moustaches around the courts. I'm sure all the boys have had their haircuts prior to live streaming. We've had viewers right around the world for the 2018 stream. Glad you are enjoying the coverage. Good attempt from Franz in the air. Spinks, Dambrauskas tried to get around it. Every ball contested as Queensland head into attack. McIntyre now off target.
That's the first time this quarter that McIntyre's had that clear space to the top of that circle to float around. As I said before, the defenders from Victoria are doing a great job on these two. Actually, both ends of the court are doing a pretty good job. And you can see the hesitation now. Travis is starting to move.
3-all the quarter break. Victoria put on a 16-3 second quarter against Queensland on day 4 and really blew them off the court. They led by 16 at halftime and won by 17. So it was a really strong first half. Victoria getting possession, but they're throwing it away just as easily. This match is going to be a tough slog. Burton now. McIntyre. And Vics level it at 11 apiece, halfway through the second quarter. Penalty inside against Branch. Cowling, I was going to say, needs that one to lift his confidence. Cowling now under the post. Marco Rawlings is coming off and Martin back on at goal defence, so must be all right after that injury scare in the first quarter. Queensland with the centre pass and Franz gets his hands to it. Dambrauskas mops up, salvage. Martin. Joplin is riding Cowling hard. It's not pretty from Victoria, but they're making progress. Touch from Hamilton. Cowling just rolls around the front. Gives it off to Lotes. He steps back himself.
Strong take there from Hamilton at the back. That wing defence there. That's it, don't wait for the setup. Good job.
Yeah, quick playing of the throw-in for Queensland. Smart idea. Vic's heads were down. Cowling. Offside from McIntyre.
Yeah, good.
Offensive penalty on Loads. Tried to hold Branch out of defending the shot, but Spinks throws it away.
I think he spotted his girlfriend in row 3 there, trying to hit her.
Munter now. Martin. Dombrowskis. Cowling. Wanted a forward option. Loads. 1-2 again. Cowling scores. Queensland now through Spinks and Burton and McIntyre. Straight in to Melsheimer. The 6 from 7 for the term. Better return than in quarter 1. Very much a defensive game.
Branch bringing his form in from last night. Making a nice intercept through there.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter that the Vics aren't using a high ball into attack. Branch is still being incredibly effective on the ground. Ooh. Hamilton with the contact outside. Queensland wanted to call for a replay. Loates called for pausing.
Frustration starting to hit the Victorians. There's been a few little looks at the umpires, and
yeah, it's not coming as easy as what it has been during the week. Branch now out of play for an offensive penalty. Interesting to see how the Vics set this one up. Branch went hunting to try and get that ball back off the post from Franz. Loates puts Victoria in the lead again. Under 3 remaining in the second quarter. Touch from Munter. It was close, but not close enough. Burton. Spinks. Melsheimer, it looks like he got a finger in the eye.
he sure wasn't a finger to the moustache.
So we're just keeping Melsheimer away from the post, which is smart, but he ended up with the ball anyway.
He's got a great aerial drum, Travis.
Australian teams will be picked, well, have been picked from what I understand. They will be announced tomorrow night at the AMMNA Awards following the rest of the grand finals. 4 teams heading to the Trans-Tasman Cup as Branch comes through with the steal to be held in Adelaide in October. 20s, 23s, open men's and open mixed divisions. 2 teams will be selected for the inaugural tour to Papua New Guinea for the Trans-Pacific Cup, and 2 invitational teams to the New Zealand Nationals in September. McIntyre, sweet shot. Queensland in front with the centre pass, and 90 seconds on the clock remaining in the second quarter. McIntyre straight to Melsheimer.
Couple of quick goals there, put them into a 2-goal lead now, with half-time approaching.
Victoria just haven't got the urgency that they had early in the game. Branch, quick reflexes to tap that out.
He's coming to his own this second quarter, Branch.
Lotes holding strong.
Cowlings is really worried about his shot. You see 2 big deep breaths before he put the shot up then.
He's 6 from 14. Make that 7 from 15. Shooting has not been a feature of either game so far. Touch from Salvage. Victoria with the throw in and just 15 seconds left on the clock. Burton, McIntyre. Queensland have to be quick. And they'll get the shot after the halftime whistle. McIntyre makes good. Queensland bench her up. They lead Victoria at halftime in the 23 and under grand final, 17-15.
Passion, dedication, fun and fitness. What do all these things have in common? These are all the qualities of Game Clothing and our brand ambassadors, professional athletes Laura Langman and Stephanie Wood. Stay up to date with all the latest ambassador and product news at gameclothing.com.au.
So Victoria with some work to do. It's not the team we've come to see. They seem to be a little bit rattled in that second quarter with the pressure Queensland were putting on.
Absolutely. Yeah, that back end of that second quarter, they just tensed up, worried about some of the calls from the umpires, not getting on with the game. Cowling, he's down below 50% at the moment. He just looks stressed on his shot. I think if they relax, they can... Actually, both teams, whoever settles down first this quarter, I think can really blow this quarter away. And you saw that in yesterday's game against New South Wales. Queensland were able to get on a roll and score a few goals in a row and put it to the sword. So I think tonight's game has shown that it's a lot hard to get the ball into that circle.
Yeah, Mel Sharman 9 from 10 in that second quarter, so he sits at 14 from 18 at 78%. McIntyre 3 from 5 at 60%. But the stats just not with the VICs. at the moment. Lotes has 7 from 11 at 64%. And Cowling 7 from 15 at 47%. So the VICs have actually had 3 more shots at goal, just haven't been able to convert.
I say the VICs have brought Rollings back on, moved Martin out to wing defence. So maybe it's a bit of a tactic from Coach Blomley there, just giving them a bit of a 5-minute rest to go.
And probably trying to curb the influence of Burton. And probably gives Queensland something else to think about. No changes to Queensland. Victoria up at halftime against the Queensland 17s. 33-28. That's a high-scoring game compared to this one. This is a slugfest. Dambrauskas will get us underway with the first centre pass of the second half. Finds Franz. Victoria already moving the ball a little bit quicker. Cowling, much better attempt. Lifts to 8 from...
Off the ball,
yeah,
off the centre pass.
Before the centre pass, Burton out of play. Contact on Martin. That's a cheap turnover. Victoria looking to make them pay. Cowling. Franz held up a little.
You can see Victoria have come out 100 miles an hour. Queensland need to really ride this wave.
And it's all well and good to come out at that speed, but you've got to be able to be accurate with the way in which you're playing and accurate with your shots. Cowling, again, let's see if he can net this. Loads. Yeah, contact from Branch. Strong rebound from Lotes. Cowling looking to finish. Victoria might just well pay to be patient in that goal circle when taking the shot. Queensland now starting to give away a couple of penalties under the post. And the chance for Vic to take the lead. Cowling.
I think he's got his rhythm in now.
3 straight to start the third quarter from Cowling. McIntyre casual on the take, picked off by Franz. Marco Rawlings, Cowling, Dambrauskas. Into space for Lotes. Cowling's there. Wants to create something.
That static movement that we're seeing in the second quarter is just all of a sudden released.
Not a centimetre given in that goal circle. Cowling, I think, probably had a lot of space he could have put a duck back into, but instead he chose to cut it the front. Contact from Cowling on that occasion. Joblin will take the pass. Burton, Spinks. Hamilton with the step. Goes cross court to Dambrauskas. Victoria have actually been favouring that side of the court in transition. Cowling just had his eyes down a bit, got a knock from Branch. Lotes, touch on the arm from Joblin. Contact for persistent contact on the arm, on the shot from Joblin. Vicks now with a bit of momentum, looking to capitalise. It's 4 in a row to start the third quarter.
It definitely has settled first in this third quarter.
Branch in front of Lotes that time. Spinks, McIntyre wanting to play on quickly. A couple of words between Spinks and Marco Rawlings. Just swapping addresses to send each other Christmas cards later on in the year.
That's it. I think who's got first shout tomorrow night?
McIntyre with Queensland's first 4 minutes into the term. And now have the opportunity to equalise. Big ball to Melsheim. Touched out of the air. It was on it to centre goal. Rawlings was 3 feet. Melsheim not happy. Franz. Cowling out wide. Hard drive from Cowling draws the penalty on Branch. So one defender out. And defending out of court. Not only has he got long arms, but he's got long legs, Joblin. Unfortunately out of court. Loads with a miss.
I think Queensland need to score this goal just to settle things down because they're just playing 100 miles an hour, playing it right into Vic's hands. Rawlings goes into the grandstand. He comes back on again, and he comes in again.
Rawlings came back on court as quick as he came off court.
Burton's getting really frustrated here at wing attack.
Yeah. Just getting a towel to wipe the court.
Umpire's keeping a close eye on it.
Michael Rawlings a long way from home. Big ball to McIntyre. Spinks. Pops out. Martin. Dambrauskas through the middle. Great drive. Didn't stop. Franz. Dambrauskas. Branch just up. This will be a fight to the death. This is some of the most intense netball we've seen here all week. Neither side are giving an inch. Cowling offline again. But they get another chance. Lokes this time, baseline.
Goals are definitely hard to come by.
They sure are. Just holding time now to wipe the ball.
I think we're playing water polo or something.
Franz mishandles, good mop up from Cowling. Franz again. Is he going to shoot it? Cowling. Oh, and gets the rebound. But Branch intercepts.
Queensland have only scored 1 goal in 8 minutes so far this quarter.
It's not the way you win games, but look,
no.
Victoria have scored 5 from 10. So again, they've had opportunities, but they're just not converting. Long arms of Branch and Joblin causing plenty of headaches. But also, Queensland haven't had the luxury of just feeding Melsheim the way they did in that first half. Too much on it from Spinks. Hamilton couldn't haul it in. That was Melsheimer's first goal of the term, and he was scoreless for about 3 or 4 minutes towards the end of the second quarter. So he's been a long time without a goal. Dombrowskis hits that circle edge, the top. Contact from Spinks.
It's definite hesitation putting the shots up. No one's really confident.
Just needs to incorporate like a step back into the shot, keep his rhythm, but he's struggling over the long reach of Joblin at the minute, Jaden Cowling. Burton was looking for the quick pass to Melsheimer. Step from McIntyre. Cowling, Dombrowskis, Martin, as McIntyre ends up on the floor. Dombrowskis, big pass, cleans the mess, loads. One of his better looking shots of the game. Vic's now up by 2 with the centre pass to follow. 5.5 remaining in the third quarter. Dombrowskis and Cowling just working that ball.
They're packing a scrum back there.
Yeah. Might need to wipe that part of the court again in a little bit. Franz up, Hamilton though.
Nice take for Hamilton.
Martin was the last to touch that. Out of the hands of Melsheimer on that attempt from Selvage. So McIntyre will get the shot or pass. Elects the ladder. So 6-3 the quarter break to Victoria. Martin didn't touch that before it went out of court.
Nice work from Joblin.
Yeah, Joblin. It's just not choosing the correct pass.
No.
I think any air ball is an opportunity for Branch and Joblin. So Victoria probably need to work the front, mix the front up a little bit, maybe get Lotes off the hold, and maybe some circle rotations with Cowling would be beneficial to get the ball closer to the ring. That was very close to our ball on Franz. Lotes, 4 from 5 this quarter. And in the 17 and under grand final, Vic's lead by 5 with 3 minutes to go in the third term, 45-40. McIntyre, Burton. Oh, little stuck. McIntyre picked it up from his feet.
Both teams seem to be scoring off each other's centre passes, but not being able to convert that by scoring off their necks. So let's see if Queensland can actually do that. It's their centre pass now. Let's see if they can score again. Come back to even. And it's a break.
He was over the line beforehand. Yeah, I think Spinks has been slightly delaying taking that centre pass, and it's been something he's done all week, and that time not to the benefit of his team. I think he just needs to get on with it. Oh, and Branch eats that up every day of the week. Joblin Long,
nice look.
incisive pass, but Dambrauskas picks it off. Spinks didn't commit to the drive. 2 minutes remaining in the third term. 23 and under grand final, coming to you live from Janea Netball Centre in Sydney. Streaming right around the world. Cowling this time. And a Victorian centre pass. I wonder if these missed shots will come back to haunt Victoria at the end of the game. Dambrauskas, Franz. Got a lateral movement so far. Cowling picks it up from his knees. He's usually comfortable from that distance, Cowling, but not over those arms.
Queensland have only scored 4 goals for this quarter.
And Victoria 8, but they've missed a lot of attempts as well. Queensland have been restricted to just 4 from 6. Victoria, on the other hand, 8 from 16 at 50%. So what would you rather? A lot of ball with a really bad percentage, or 2 fewer goals with fewer attempts?
I think both are coaching killers. Nice touch from Joblin.
Cowling, deep breath. Contact on the arm from Joblin. Wonder if it'd be more effective for him to take a jump at the shot. So Spinks wanders back to the centre. There's no time left. So Victoria, at 3/4 time in the 23 and under grand final at the 2018 Australian Championships, lead Queensland 24-21. So 3/4 time, it is tight as tight can be, 24-21, Victoria lead Queensland. It was a 9-4 term to the VICs. However, their shooting percentage is incredibly poor. They've had 10 more attempts than Queensland, 24 from 39 for the VICs, 21 from 29 from Queensland. Melsheimer was held to just 4 attempts in that third quarter, so the VICs will be pleased with that, but just failed to convert their opportunities from or through Cowling and Lotes. And in the 17 and under division on court 1, Victoria and Queensland all tied up 45 apiece heading into last quarter. Potential overtime on court 1, so be sure to flick through both channels at ammna.com.au and netballscoop.com. Keep your eye on both games. Massive final term coming up here in the 23 and under division. Queensland will take the first centre pass. No changes to either side. This will just be the battle of the wills. Oh, Spinks picked it off. Branch has been a workhorse for Queensland. Through the hands of Joblin.
I noticed the Queensland Open's captain and shooter, Junior Levi, giving the pep talk to the team at three-quarter break. Let's hope that can help.
Cowling doesn't want it. Successful on that occasion. He's 14 from 24, 59%. And time by the umpire called as Marco Rawlings hits the ground with a thud. Thanks to Burton.
I think Burton's been lining up that hit for the last 15 minutes. You can just see it in his eyes. It was a careless tackle. He's still mouthing off there. It does no good when you fall down with 13 to go.
Yeah, late, deliberate, and then stepped over him while he lay down. So Marco Rawlings with the restart. Dambrauskas, Cowling, Franz. Queensland defenders happy to sit back in the circle and double team Lotes and try and force Cowling to shoot. Contact on the arm from both Joblin and Branch. Queensland. Burton. Oh, Marco Rawlings got hand to it, keeps it in play. Dambrauskas. VICs are in flight. And an offensive contact on Franz. Elbow raised on Hamilton. The lead out to 5. That's a VIC's biggest lead of the game. Melsham out of the circle, unusual for him. Still locked up in the under 17s, final 49 apiece, Vic and Queensland on court 1. And stay with us for the presentation of the medals after this game also.
I think Queensland need to get back to playing netball.
Yeah, it's not resembled netball for a while. Marco Rawlings picked up by McIntyre. Strong pressure over the pass. Spinks now. Burton. McIntyre, early ball, quick ball into Melsheimer. Misses. Strong on the rebound. But I'm not sure of the call. I think, was it contact on Melsheimer?
There we go, Burton.
And Burton's now having another little chat with Marco Rawlings. Not sure why they can't leave that little chat until after the game. It's important to just play smart. And probably not mouth back to the umpire. Dambrauskas Cowling, will he shoot it? That roar says yes. Still plenty of time to go in this one, but the lead is 6. Off Branch. Cowling. Yeah. Franz was on, then Loates was on because Branch shifted, but didn't sight either. Was looking for a safer option. So Queensland now. Oh, Dambrauskas with the touch. Branch with the contact. Obstruction from behind from Branch and Loates. That hurts. Crowd lifting here at Janaea Netball Centre. Vic bench is up on their feet. They're taking all their chances now with this momentum shift. Possession call to Loates. There is just no space in the circle. And the Vics have found their accuracy as well. 5 straight to start the last quarter. Where's this been all game?
That's it.
Dambrauskas, Cowling.
Queensland are more interested in playing rugby league at the moment instead of netball. Like 4 goals since half time. That's not going to win you too many netball games.
Yeah, 4 goals in 21 minutes. And the Vics hit 30. Quick ball from McIntyre, out of the hands from Selvage. So Melsheimer with the shot or pass, where he hasn't been for a very long time.
I thought he'd taken a toilet break there for a while. I couldn't see him there.
Franz. Short outside from Hamilton.
Terry France is just out there, not doing anything special, just doing his job. Let all the crap happen around him, and once he gets the ball, he'll just do whatever he has to do.
And Vic's also now playing smart. They're waiting for the obstruction call on the pass. So it pays to be a little wise. Flicked in from Dambrauskas. Branch collects Cowling, helps him to his feet. Time again for a towel. And we've got the towel boys out for us. So halfway through the last quarter, Vics with a handy 8-goal lead. And in the under 17s final, with just over 6 minutes to go, Queensland lead now 54 to 53. Back to the show court. So Joblin's coming off. Cole's coming back on at wing defence. Hamilton moving to goal defence. Joblin just clutching his right shoulder, so the trainer will cede to him, and I'm sure they're hoping that he can make it back out before the end of the game.
That's the first shot Cowling's missed in this quarter, and first time that Queensland haven't given away any penalties in that circle.
VIC's looking steadier. Queensland need a bit of urgency about them now. McIntyre provides it. Selvage gets his hand to it. It wasn't deep enough for Melsheimer. Queensland won back and need a turnover pretty quickly if they're going to make some inroads into this margin and contest for the crown. Beautiful screen from Cowling. Meant Lotes could run into the space behind. Bounces around the rim and in. Vic's far more accurate in this last quarter. They lead the break 8-2. Melsheimer out of court. Franz, Marco Rawlings, Cowling, Dambrauskas on the fly. Touch from Branch, Hamilton, Spinks, looking for someone in attack, has to go back. Vic's now lead on court one, 56-55 against Queensland. With 3 minutes left on the clock, but Franz gets the ball back again. He's been pretty impressive tonight, Adam Franz. And again, contact from Branch. That was late. Franz had good line to the ball. Medals to go, player of the match to be awarded after this one. And then we'll have the medal presentation also of both courts. The 17s and 23s will descend on the show court for that presentation. Nothing but net from Cowling. That makes it 10 with 4.5 minutes remaining. Lotes has lifted his stats to 15 from 20 at 75%. Melsheimer brings the margin back to 10. Cowling strong off the line, still driving hard. Lotes. Franz. Dambrauskas ran around the back of the court. Lotes picks up. Again, another pass to the post. Vic's 11 from 12 in this quarter. It's by far their best in terms of volume and accuracy. They really set it up with the way they came back on court after the 3-quarter time break. (35-25), under 3 minutes remaining in the match. So the title looks to be heading back to Victoria. Matt Blomley, back-to-back titles for Victoria. I'm sure he'll have a headache actually after this.
I think 14 players will have a headache too after this performance.
And Victoria 17 and under side will take out the title also in the 17 and under division. They lead by 2, 59-57 with 5 seconds left on the clock. So congratulations, Victoria, in the 17 and under division. McIntyre off target. It's his first attempt for the quarter, and in fact, just 1 from 3 in the second half. Queensland just trying to auction it off between the three of them. Spinks. McIntyre again, shuffles it on to Melsheimer.
There's that post pass again.
Melsheimer checks the distance. It was fine, according to the umpire. Just over a minute to go. Burton, it was a good tip from Melsheimer because he didn't have enough room to gather it. Look away pass from McIntyre. Haven't seen a lot of that for him in this final.
They're controlling well this game in the Victorian defensive end.
Yeah, I think mentally Victoria have outplayed Queensland. Victoria chant goes up from the crowd. Open Men's were knocked out in the game prior in the prelim final against Queensland. But they've stayed on to cheer. Spinks, McIntyre, to Melsheimer's feet, really.
Another air ball.
Yeah, it's really unravelled for Queensland in this last quarter. Coles, though, picks that off. And Victoria will take the crown again for 2018 in the 23 and under division. 35-27, a similar margin as last year. Victoria do it again. So 2 titles in the bag to the Vic, 17 and under and 23 and under. Massive, massive game from both teams. Defensive game. That was, I'm sweating. I felt like I've just played the game. That was rough to watch.
It was. It wasn't the
prettiest.
Prettiest game, no. It was a slugfest there for two quarters, and then Victoria came out. That started that third quarter. I think whatever Matt said to them at halftime really fired them up. They came out, they played netball, they got on a roll. Queensland couldn't match them, and then you just see the heads of Queensland just drop, and they just couldn't come out of it. It was just a hole was dug, and they were just gone for the rest of it. Started to worry about what umpires, started to retaliate, and Victoria, no matter which Victorian team you come up against, you just can't do that. And they just sort of flowed through it and then just did their job and scored the 8-goal victory quite easily towards the end, and yeah, the deserved winners.
So Vic with 13 more attempts at goal, 35 from 51. Queensland 27 from 38. So far more possession, and in that last quarter in particular, 11 from 12. They nailed it when they needed to. Joblin going off didn't help Queensland's cause, but Victoria, far too good for Queensland in the 23 and under division. Will be back very, very soon. Good job. All 4 teams from those finals will descend on the show court to present some medals. So Victoria winners over Queensland in the 17 and under division, 59-57, and also Victoria winners over Queensland in the 23 and under division, 35-27. So we'll head courtside now. Drew Malvina has player of the match Adam Franz and coach Matt Blomley.
I'm here with the player of the match, Adam Franz, wing attack from Victoria. Congratulations, mate.
Thanks. It was a pretty tough game, but I'm glad we came out with the win in the end.
Good to see, mate. The first half was a slugfest. Both teams were just going at it, hammer and tong. 2 goals in it. Something happened at half-time. You guys came out in the third quarter and just blew them away. What was said at half-time? I should be asking Matt, but I'll ask you.
Well, I mean, we've had a really good week, and it was a bit disappointing to be as close as we were. We wanted to be a bit further in front, but we knew we had it in us, and we just kept fighting and got there.
For 60 minutes, you guys really played netball. How did you guys stop Travis, their shooter?
Our focus wasn't completely on him, for one. Luke's been in team with him for Australia before and played defence against him many times. He knew what we're up against. For us, it was playing off the body, contesting the ball, trying to stop it before it came there.
That defensive unit from all the way from the shooter all the way back, I think frustrated the hell out of Queensland towards the back end there. So I think all players who took the court did a great job.
Our defensive pressure is one of the things we've really focused on. Tight one-on-one, pushing up, being relentless with it, and that's what gets us the turnovers and, well, help get us a score up on that.
The shooters in the first half seemed to struggle with their shots. Was anything happening there, or was it just great defensive pressure of Queensland as well?
Honestly, I think it was probably a number of times the ball being hit in the hand, probably, but they started finding their rhythm. They got themselves composed, and I mean, we saw once they were composed, they were pretty hard to stop in there.
All right, congratulations for the win, and back-to-back, is it again? Is it? Thank you, congratulations.
Thanks, Drew, for that. So the 2-17 sides have been called, and they're running down the VICs. They're so happy that they've got the title. They're running down to join their 23 and under counterparts. Smiles all around, high fives all around. Pretty happy VICs bunch. So 2 titles in the bag for the VICs at the 2018 Australian Men's and Mixed Championships, and they'll face off in a further 4 grand finals tomorrow. The only one they won't play is the Men's Open Division. So join us from 9:30 tomorrow. Men's 20 and under, mixed res at 9:30. New South Wales up against Victoria in both games. At 11:30, mixed open and men's reserves. Vic up against Queensland in both of those games. And at 1:45, the men's open match, the last game of the tournament. New South Wales up against Queensland, and fair to say that that one will be an absolute blockbuster. So there'll be a presentation to all 4 teams. They'll grab their medals, they'll have team photos. The umpires will also be thanked.
To show court. 17 and under final. Thank you very much. And what can I say about that 17 and under game? To both Victoria and Queensland, what a fantastic spectacle of a game you just put on. The depth of talent in men's netball was truly on show tonight. Congratulations to both teams. As always, there is a runner-up, and with a score of 57 to 59, our runners-up, Queensland. And to our winners, Victoria. Can I ask Sam Bingley, Jed Christian, Kelly Fingal, David Captain, Liam Hocking, Kim Spencer, Riley Owen, Connor Owen, Foster Mason Saunders, Bill Barada, Roman Finnegan. Congratulations, Victoria. Can we have the captain of Victoria to receive the shield? Captain. We move on to the 23 and under division. And again, in a fiercely and physical contest, Victoria and Queensland again. Our runners-up scored 27 to 35 Queensland. And could we thank our 3 match umpires from the 23 and under division. And to our winning side, 23 and under national champions, Victoria. Can we have Danny Lotes, Jaden Cowley, Adam Frame, Jake Dambraskus, James Munter, Cameron Martin, Luke Marco Rawley, Joshua Smith, Isaac Jones, Daniel Rooney, Nathan Selvage. And can we get the captain of Victoria 23 and under to collect the shield? Congratulations, Victoria. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes tonight. The first finals start again tomorrow morning. We look forward to seeing you all here at 9:30. Thank you very much.
So that wraps up our coverage for day 6. 2 finals done and dusted. A further 5 tomorrow. Queensland victorious over Queensland in the 17 and under division, 59-57. And in the 23 and under division, Victoria over Queensland, 35-27. And the finals, grand finals will start at 9:30 tomorrow morning. We look forward to you joining us for every single one of them. On behalf of the AMMNA TV crew, I'm Michael Hutchinson, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.